everyone, this is a little video of our explanation as to why we left Bournville moorings.
Yeah, why we're no longer on there.
Why we're no longer there, yeah.
Unbeknown to us, the clips, these last few clips you're about to see was our last day at Bournville.
Yeah.
And it was weird, really. It was like nature knew we was leaving.
Yeah, we didn't know we were going to leave.
No.
But the circumstances.
Yes, but the
yeah.
mum and dad goose who had been feeding.
Yeah.
Decided to bring their newly hatched chicks to see us.
They're not, what are they, goslings?
Goslings, yeah. And then in the evening, we had a nice display for about 10 minutes of a ghost koi just swimming around outside the hatch.
Yeah.
So that was really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we got up following day to get water and shopping. Yeah. And as you know, we always get really stressed out, since we've been in lockdown, about getting back to the moorings. And we've been on the moorings
53 days, I think it was.
Yeah, 53 days, and we've always had a contingency plan. So if we came back
in case,
if we came back to the moorings and they weren't there, we'd have plan B. But as time went on, it seemed we was hoping
somebody would be on it so that we could do that contingency.
Yeah, still cruise within CRT guidelines, but have to put the contingency plans into action. So we went to go to the Selly Oak Sainsbury's visitor moorings, and you've seen us go on to those 2 or 3 times. And when we got there, there was 2 boats on there. Now, we knew both of the families, and we knew one of the young couple on there with a young child. Their circumstances had drastically changed within the last couple of weeks.
Due to a bereavement.
Yeah, and they could have really done with a safe, secure mooring while they was dealing with all that. So we actually said to them... As
we passed, he popped his head out.
We've just left the moorings.
Yeah.
We couldn't get on those moorings to do shopping because they was already there, so we was going to get water. Told them to go and help themselves to those moorings before anybody took them, and then we spent the night at Gas Street.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
With the plan of in the morning, it was about a mile and a half
to a Lidl's, just off the canal.
Yeah, or to some moorings that we could get on to go to Lidl's.
Yeah.
And got there.
There was someone on the moorings.
There was 2 boats already on those moorings, so we couldn't get there.
So it was like, okay, so this is a double whammy. What do we do? And we decided to move straight to Wolverhampton, where there was a big Asda. Yeah. So that's what we decided to do. So we just went for it.
Just taking everybody else's advice who's ever posted videos. No disrespect to Birmingham or anything, but there's areas you can safely and you shouldn't really moor.
Yeah.
Now, in the centre of Birmingham, where we was, and the Gas Street Basin moorings, reasonably safe.
Yeah, they did seem
Other
safe.
than that, the consensus has been get out of Birmingham and then find some moorings. We needed the shopping.
Desperately.
As Deb said, the next supermarket there was Asda at Wolverhampton, so we headed up there, and it was nice to be. It felt naughty, although we weren't doing anything wrong.
No, it did feel, but it and I know this sounds awful. It was lovely to just cruise for a little while.
Yeah,
you know, made you feel human.
Now I'm not sure these narrowings that we're going through. I'm not sure what they were originally designed for. We've got one the other side, come on, point your finger, one the other side there and one here. I know the only purpose it seems to serve at the moment is just to take all my nice new paintwork off, but I shall have to do a little bit of research. yeah, things haven't quite gone to plan the last couple of days, so we've got about a 5-hour cruise now to get out of Birmingham, because I think the general consensus is, you know, there's certain parts of Birmingham you don't moor in, so we want to get through to Wolverhampton and get within walking distance to a supermarket. Obviously we don't have a car, so this is essential travel. And if you saw how empty the cupboards are, it's a very essential travel. Oh, out of breath. Well, where are we, Deborah?
We're at Factory Locks at Tipton Green.
Yeah, our first locks in nearly 2 months.
Yeah.
Don't know whether you can see behind me, this pointy finger. That was the first lock we just came through.
With 4 people,
Yeah, 4
and
people
2 policemen.
sitting on the lock gates, trying to do the 2-inch rule, not the 2-metre rule, and 2 special police constables nattering to them. So, and the kind gentleman in the lock in front left all the paddles open for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, so had to go close all those. But
we're not whinging.
No, that could be worse.
That's the last lock, and then we're on our way.
Yeah, so we're in middle lock, and if I turn it round, one more lock just up there. Yeah, so I thought I'd let Deb do these narrow locks, and then it's her who's taken all my nice new paintwork off and not me. But hey ho. I don't think the camera will pick this up, but just how clear the water is. It's crystal clear. You've got all the scum on the top from the pollen off the trees, which makes it look a bit grim, but apart from that, crystal clear waters. Don't know if you can make out a head, but just spotted a tyre. Now that is what you don't want to get wrapped around your prop. Yeah, that will, in fact I'm going to see if I can get that out of the canal. Yeah, the water's that clear I could even see old matey's Honda C50 that went missing in the late 80s. For those of you who don't know, the dangers of getting a tyre wrapped around your prop rather than polythene bags or quilts, it's all the wire that's used in the construction of tyres that gets all wrapped around, and you've got a whole lot of heartache with the wire cutters getting that off, plus the potential damage it could do.
Yeah, so we got to Wolverhampton and went straight off to Asda. Obviously, social distancing was in. It was like up and down the car park. It was quite strange.
And
it was
everybody adhering to it until you got into Asda.
Yeah, and then the arrows going up one aisle, down the other.
And every 5
one.
minutes there's an announcement over the tannoy about keeping yourself safe and staff safe. Please follow the arrows, but poke myself in the face. In one ear, out the other. Nobody listened. And I think everybody was noticing that nobody was taking
say anything.
But fear of confrontation, nobody said anything. So
Mark just stood at the top of every aisle, bless him, and I just went down.
Yeah, I adhered to it. Deb got it wrong a few times
because I wasn't looking.
Yeah,
I did get it wrong a couple of times, but Mark did put me straight.
Well, it's a long while since I've had crystal clear water like that under the bow. But all around the boat. Again, this is the clarity of the water underneath the bridge. Yeah, so there's the lovely idyllic moorings, and as we turn around you'll see just where we are, right in the thick of it. Right, in the engine room, now going out to the stern and going to take a little peek into the weed hatch. Here's the clamp that holds the lid down, so it's just a matter of unscrewing that. The bar will lift out and then I can lift the top off the weed hatch. And as you can see, we've got some bits of crud wrapped around there, so time to go in with a knife. Oh, cold arm. Well, apart from the water being freezing cold, that wasn't too bad. Water's crystal clear, so you can see what you're doing, and the plastic around there looked worse than it actually was. Here's the few bits we got: plastic string, disposable nappy, a couple of poo bags, and beautifully clear. And as you can see from the pictures, the moorings themselves, the actual little setting that you was in was beautiful, albeit you was in the middle of a ring road.
Yeah, I think because it was lockdown, it wasn't as busy
as it would have normally been.
I think on a normal everyday day, it would have been quite noisy.
Yeah,
you know.
And not many people in the park.
No.
Night times, around about 7:30, there'd be a certain group of, I don't know, what would you call them, not so fortunate people as us, who'd frequent the benches, but they kept themselves to themselves.
Yeah, it didn't bother us. No, they kept over there, and they weren't noisy or anything like that.
Done their toilet duties behind the trees, so I kept the dogs out of those areas.
That was just something that was not nice. But they left us alone. We didn't feel unsafe in any way, did we?
No.
It was one of those things that happens in parks.
And like we said, we had the Asda there, so we could have stayed there longer. Wanted to get water from the services, but there was 2 boats moored up on the services now. So we're here at the Birmingham and Black Country Broad Street services, and unfortunately, pointing finger, 1, 2, the 2 places where you can get in for water, there's boats moored up on there. Been there overnight, so unless you berth up against them, you're not going to be able to get water. Whether they had I can't think of the word I'm thinking for, but circumstances that they had to be there, they couldn't move, I don't know. You shouldn't be moored on the water point, and even the signs there said. But
and there were moorings available. It weren't like there was no
but
moorings available.
Not for me to judge. I didn't want to go in there, moor up to them, because I would have to berth up next to them and then climb across their boat to get to the water point. You're not doing your social distancing, cross contamination. So
we didn't want to take those risks, so we decided not to do that. So we stayed our time there, and we were quite frugal with the water until such a time as we had to move on. So we decided to look where the next water point was, and that was at Alderley Junction.
But that's going to be in next week's video, so we can't even say about the junction that Deb just mentioned.
Okay.
Or did I mention the flight of locks that we shouldn't mention? No, I didn't.
This is new. I didn't know this was going to happen.
No, nor did I. So I think that about wraps it up.
Yeah.
I know a lot of you follow us on Instagram and what's the other one? Our Facebook page.
Twitter.
Yeah, so those of you would have actually seen from some pictures I've posted that we had moved on, and I hope this is explained why and where we are.
Yeah. And we weren't naughty, honest. We did stick to the rules.
Stuck to the all the CRT guidelines, and I think that is about it.
Yes.
Oh no, it's not. No, it's not. We mustn't forget this week's new patrons.
Yes.
And again, to all you guys,
thank you so much.
Who are coming to the channel new and becoming patrons, and all our existing patrons, hand on heart, thank you so much. It is really
the channel.
Really appreciated.
Yeah.
So this week's new patron is
Oyvind, I think that's how you say it. Solly.
Yeah, so very sorry if we've mispronounced that
and
wrong.
Eric Bengston.
Yeah, so thank you very much to you guys, and
we'll see you next week.
So let's get this in one take. If you enjoyed the video,
press the like button.
If you haven't already subscribed,
press the subscribe button.
If you want future notifications of any other videos we put up,
bell icon. I was a bit too much there, wasn't it?
Yeah. And just keep the comments coming. Yeah.
Love your comments.
Yeah, we reply to all of them apart from the nasty ones, and we delete those, and you know who you are. And see you next week.
Okay, bye.